This week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born.
Here comes the big one right here. I'm shooting. Okay. Unreal. 0 degrees. Joe's a little soft. He's been in Costa Rica. Oh my goodness, that happened fast.
This week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, we are heading to America's Dairyland with DoD team member Joe Eichster as he puts on a late season clinic. First, we join him on the last day of the season as he goes in on a snowy day after a buck he calls the Big Ten.
Nice flicker. Last night.
And then we'll round it out with the late season giant he calls 747. A fitting name for a buck that takes the number 6 spot on the Natural Born Top 10 hit list.
Well, in 2015, I had a couple of really nice bucks that had made it through the winter. One I named the Heavyweight 8, and the other one was just a really big 10-point. Well, with our farm market and our entertainment farm, it's really hard for me to get out before October 31st. Once our season closed, I was really pumped up to get out and start hunting hard. Finally, in the middle of November, I was able to get my eyes on the Heavyweight 8. He was coming out into a bean field. We were set up in a little muddy blind. He came out right where I thought he would. I knew it was going to be a long shot. It was going to be pretty much a 50-yard shot. I had practiced it. I was ready. And I let one fly, and he ducked, and I sailed right over his back. Talk about a rookie mistake. 40-plus years of bow hunting, and at that distance, I should have known to aim a little bit low. Well, I couldn't believe it. I was back in that same blind a couple weeks later. Who steps out but the great big 10-pointer? I thought there was no way I was going to mess this up again, and in the excitement, I did the exact same thing, and I shot right over his back as well. When you've been hunting as long as I have, you're not supposed to make those rookie mistakes. I knew he was going to duck. I should have known he was going to duck, and he just plain beat my arrow. Well, after missing those 2 big bucks, I continued to hunt hard, like 50 out of 60 days, and before I knew it, it was the last day of the season.
The last day of the Wisconsin bow season, January 3rd. Me and Mark are giving her one more hurrah. Beautiful, perfect weather, about 25 degrees. Perfect wind. We're sitting on beans, corn, biologic. And we've been watching them come over to this little island beans over here. And then coming up into the beans and corn here. It's 50-50 tonight whether they come this way or go west to another bean field. Here come the turkeys. Wow. They're starting to come out. 3:37 and they're starting to come to the
Well, we're sitting in that blind on the last night of the season, probably the last 15 minutes. And all of a sudden, a little parade of bucks started coming across to us. And I told Mark I'm going to take the next one here. He looks like a mature shooter.
Here comes the big one right here. I'm shooting. Okay. Got him. Yep. Beautiful shot. Just smoked him. He's done right there.
The third time was a charm. Last day of the season, I aimed a little bit low and the arrow dropped right in, center punched him.
He's down right there. Awesome shot. Oh my God. We did it. Oh my God. Smoked him. Just giving up on it. Last night, I hunted 50 out of the last 60 days. I missed that buck, shot over his back. I missed a big 8. Unreal. I'm so happy to see that nocturnal light. Just perfect.
Oh, perfect shot.
Yeah, he's done. He's dead. Right?
Oh yeah, it was boiler.
Nice.
Flicker.
Last night.
Let's go see where you hit him. Oh, that rage. Oh my God.
Well, there's not much better than seeing a blood trail from a rage in the snow. It's pretty incredible what those rages do, and then you put that on top of snow, and I think a blind hippie could have found that buck.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. All right.
You missed him too, didn't you?
I tell you, we've hunted hard 25 out of the 30 nights in December, and I'm tickled pink to be behind this buck. And to take a deer in the snow and the cold in December, I haven't taken that many. And it's pretty exciting, pretty cool night tonight. And I thank you, Mark, for being with and videoing and sticking with all season. And what do you think?
I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. He's a pretty buck. What a season. I had multiple chances this year. I missed a heavyweight 8. I shot right over his back. I shot right over the Big 10 at 50 yards, beat my arrow a second time. But this buck didn't get so lucky, and we're pretty dang excited here in the last few minutes of the Wisconsin season to harvest this buck. And can't wait for next year. A couple of great bucks to hunt, and to see that sun going down on the last night of the season and to be holding on to a beautiful mature buck, I couldn't feel more blessed. I was actually really excited to harvest them, and I was going to hope that the heavyweight 8 and the 10 would make it another year.
This segment is brought to you by Outdoor Edge, makers of the swing blade that opens game like a zipper.
There's something unique about hunting the mountains. It draws you in and consumes you with every step you take toward the top. It toys with your mind, tests your endurance, pushes you to the very end of your limits. When we designed Mossy Oak Mountain Country, we didn't follow the digital fashion trend. We took the very elements from the mountain to create the best Western camouflage ever made. When you're up there, you're in their world. You better look like it.
Want to harvest a big monster buck? Anti-mineral blocks give deer crucial bone-building minerals with extreme palatability. And now comes with a $5 rebate. Download the rebate at www.analogics.com.
Feeling lucky? You could win Mark Drury's bow in the Analogics Golden Ticket Sweepstakes. Look for a ticket in any 10 or 20 pound bag of Anti-Supplement Gold. There are 21 prizes. Find the details and enter to win at analogics.com/golden ticket.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, proven to last.
As people who love the outdoors, we know what we stand for. We stand for fish, wildlife, and conserving the places they call home. We stand for the traditions we inherited and that we must pass on. We stand for great gear, fair prices, expert service, and memorable experiences. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we stand together for you.
Winchester and Drury's Natural Barn is brought to you by Scent Crusher, Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, PSE Archery, Reconyx Game Cameras, Nomad Hunting Apparel, Mossy Oak Brand Camo, Analogics Outdoors, Ram Trucks, and Winchester Ammunition. Get ahead of your game with the all-new DeerCast app, available on iOS and Android.
Oh my God. We did it.
Here on DoD TV, longtime DoD team member Joe Eichler finished his 2015 season on a high note with a beautiful 10-point Wisconsin buck.
Oh, beautiful.
Now we're gonna rotate that clock forward 2 years to January of 2018 and stay with Joe as he attempts to take another Wisconsin buck that he has nicknamed the 747. And this buck lands at number 6 on our Natural Barn Top 10 hit list.
Well, in 2015, I built a food plot that I called the Deer Rain food plot. I named it that because it was a long rectangle food plot, and on the one end, I pulled out some pine trees and I built this little outlet. So when the deer were in there and they wanted to come out and go to the water, they were gonna drain down this little funnel right past me. Well, in 2016, I checked my reconics one day and I was really tickled to see a new buck showed up on the farm. He was running across the field, and in the last picture he had all 4 legs up in the air and it looked like he was flying. He was my target buck, and I was going to do anything that it took to put the 747 in the hanger. On one particular hunt, I was hunting with my daughter, Catherine, and we had a couple really neat encounters with the 747. We almost got it done one day. He was right in front of us at about 30 yards. Neither one of us wanted to risk that shot. She was really good at 20. We were hoping he would come a little bit closer, and it just didn't happen.
He was so close, but not close enough.
Another encounter I had with the 747, I was self-filming, and all of a sudden, here comes 747 around the corner, and he's coming right across. He's going to be about 25 yards out, and when I went to stop him and grunted at him, he did not like that, and he turned and walked straight away from me. I'll never forget the view of him walking away with those 25-inch wide antlers. I was really starting to be obsessed with harvesting the 747. Well, my family decided to go on a vacation here for Christmas. When I got back in early January, it was cold and the snow was deep, and I was just pumped to get out there. I knew those deer were going to be pounding the soybeans and corn, and I was just really excited to get out there.
Happy New Year. 0 degrees. Joe's a little soft. He's been in Costa Rica. I've been out hunting and skiing, so I'm all ready to go. I think he'll be able to pull it back tonight. 747's gonna land out here on the landing. Got some good food out here. Perfect conditions. Wind's just right. We're pretty sure he's bedded about 150 yards away. So if all works out, he'll have a little score tonight. Good luck, Joe.
It was cold, bitter cold, like 22 below with the wind chill, and we had to close all the windows except one, and we had one window and we were going to shoot out towards the beans. We weren't going to be able to shoot the corn. We just hoped that they would come across in front of us in the beans. Well, wouldn't you know it, we look out and we see the 747s coming into the corn where we can't shoot. And now at this point, the 747's about 20 yards away for 5 or 10 minutes eating corn, and we can't do anything about it. And we were just keeping our fingers crossed that he might take a walk over to the beans and give us an opportunity. Well, we're sitting there waiting on the 747 to do something. Finally, all of a sudden, the doe broke off and she started walking towards the beans, and I couldn't believe it, but the 747 followed her right over to the beans. It looked like he ran about 100, 150 yards on a dead run. We knew it wasn't going to be a long tracking job because it looked like the arrow really found its mark.
I smoked the 747. Way to go. Oh my goodness, it was slow tonight. And they came in quick, huh? It's freezing, it's like 20 below with the wind chill. And I tell you what, they didn't come and they didn't come, and finally I seen something move a few hundred yards away, and I see this big rack. At 30 yards out the side window, couldn't get a shot, couldn't film nothing. He come right by at about 18 yards and I smoked him. Lots of blood. So that's looking good. It broke off. There you are. Way to go.
There he is. That's his belly, I think.
That's something, ain't it?
Yes, why?
Well, Mark and I are sitting behind the buck we named the 747. Long history with this buck. Last year he showed up on the farm on a Reconyx photo, and he was all 4 feet in the air, and I named him the 747 from the way he looked there flying into the farm. He wasn't a local buck until that day. It's the first time I saw him. When you have a deer this wide on your farm, he kind of gets under your skin. Good mass. It doesn't matter what he scores. He's a trophy for me and my widest buck for sure, and something I'll never forget.
It happened quick.
It happened quick, and the 747 has landed. Well, thanks, Mark.
Yep. Congratulations. It's very humbling.
Yeah, that was awesome. And now we gotta tag him up, take him back, and put him in the hangar.
Next week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, we will join the ultimate land manager Tom Ware in Iowa as he goes in after a buck landing at number 5 on the Natural Born Top 10 hit list.
Hey, that's a rock, buddy. That's a rock.
Last but definitely not least, we will head down to Louisiana with our good friends at Catch a Dream as they take special guest Devin on his dream hunting adventure. We'll see you next week right here on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born.
Scent Crusher eliminates a wide range of odors, from your simplest to even your more nasty odors. We've all heard people say it ain't rocket science, but with Scent Crusher, it kinda is. Scent Crusher even eliminates odor without washing, so no necesita agua, mi amigo.
Scent Crusher products use ozone technology developed from NASA-based research.
In fact, Scent Crusher eliminates scents so well, they'll never smell you coming. Steve here can testify to that.
Scent Crusher. Scent off, game on.
Innovation is in our DNA, bred from a long history of fierce competition and the survival of the fittest. Inheriting the results of nearly 50 years of PSE archery research and development, the Evolve Cam system delivers the smoothest draw cycle ever created without any compromise on speed. PSE Archery's Evolve Cam system. Evolve or get left behind.
This is the moment, the one I've waited for all year. Since I first saw him, I've known that no amount of work, scouting, practice, or weather could keep me away. I've trained, I've prepared, and I've got the gear to keep me out there. Now, I am ready. A year's worth of anticipation culminates right here, right now. I am Nomad, and this moment is mine. Nomad, authentic hunting apparel.
Since 2002, Reconyx has built the most reliable trail cameras available. The tradition continues with our best camera yet, the all-new HyperFire 2. With a quarter-second trigger speed, 150-foot no-glow night vision, and a battery life up to 2 years, all at the lowest price point we've ever offered, and backed by an industry-leading 5-year warranty. You get what you pay for. So invest in an American-made trail camera that will perform year after year, guaranteed. Reconyx, see what you've been missing.